Hi, my name is Rhonda Howe, and today we're going to talk about social media and the effects that it has on interpersonal communication. Social media. When I started to do research on this topic, I Googled it, and it said social media. The websites that came up was unbelievable. You can find the definition of social media to the social media dashboards on how to build a media website, how to improve your media visibility, to social media sites for news, social media clubs, and the list goes on and on. So then I looked up the word social media in the dictionary. And according to the Webster Merriam Dictionary, social media is forms of electronic communication which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal messages, and other content such as videos. Next, I looked up the words interpersonal and communication. Interpersonal, being, relating to, or involving relations between persons. Communications, a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols, signs, and behavior. So for me, I understand this to mean that social media is an online community of different modes of communicating online, where interpersonal communication is people exchanging words within their own personal space. One of the main forms, most common forms of social media that's out there that everybody's, I want to say, guilty of using is texting. According to the website goodtherapy.org and the article How Texting Changes Communication, dated July 26, 2012, texting makes it easy to have short conversations. People expect an immediate response. This does not allow for free time away from anyone. A response is always expected. This can cause aggression and impatience. People feel that answering a text is less disruptive than taking a phone call. It's easier to let a text go, and we can always respond to a text in another time. Texting creates what they call surface level communication, which means you're comfortable communicating via text messages, but you're uncomfortable communicating person to person. Texting can also lead to and influence poor spelling and grammar. People use shortcuts when they're texting to save time, which leads them to shortcuts in written correspondence. Texting encourages rapid-fire, single-sentence thoughts. This type of communication does not help to create good face-to-face communication. Many people choose texting over verbal communication because they are uncomfortable with people. Texting has a place in our society. It is a quick and easy way to get a message to someone when you don't have time for a conversation, but it should never be used to replace communication or conversation. Next, I had planned on talking about Facebook. However, when I was researching the topic, I came across some interesting facts about social media and the mental and physical effects that it has on a person. First, though, I'd like to talk about or relate this to a commercial that I saw on TV, which I thought was rather appropriate with this topic and kind of amusing. The commercial can be found on YouTube, and it is the Toyota Venza commercial, Social Media. The commercial starts with a young lady sitting at her dining room table on her computer, looking at Facebook or some other type of social media. And she starts talking about how she had read part of an article on the internet, and it stated that the older generation was becoming antisocial. And while she was talking about this, it's showing pictures of her parents out with their friends, riding their bikes, hiking, having a good time. And she was saying that she had finally talked her parents into signing up for Facebook, and they now had 19 friends. She commented that she had 647 friends, and at the same time she was looking at a picture of a kitten, stating, "That isn't a real kitten." My point is that she was more involved in her social world than she was with the outside world, where she was commenting that her parents had no friends, yet they were out amongst the public, hanging out with their friends, having a good time. Another interesting fact that I found on the website goodtherapy.org in an article stated, Topic Expert Roundup, Are Social Media Bad for Mental Health? Dated July 9th, 2013 by Rob Weeman. People no longer call one another to chat or write a letter or a note to a friend. They do not converse face to face. Even meeting a potential mate is done through social media. Even though our world of fast-paced, instantaneous communication is simple, it can be stressful. It can create anxiety, depression, and it can contribute to low self-esteem and the loss of interest in social interaction. When people are not faced with one another, they do not have filters. They say whatever they feel at the time, not thinking about the consequences. Texting is something that I use. I'm guilty of it. But it is a quick, straightforward, easy way to get a message to someone when you don't have time to call, or when you know that a call isn't going to be a good time for that person. A text can always wait until you have time to check it. But texting is a good means of communicating, but it should never replace conversation or communication with the outside world. Social media has its place, and it's a great quick communication, and I have to admit, I enjoy checking Facebook, checking out, seeing what my friends and my family are doing, but I also know that I have to make time for it. I don't want it to overtake my day, and I have to have respect for those, who I am friends with. Call me old-fashioned, but I do enjoy a good phone call with a friend, or better yet, meeting at a coffee shop just to catch up with the news. Nothing beats spending time with a friend or your family.